Hey! Is this thing on?
How should we start? So we have to first welcome people to the show.
Welcome out!
Do you know what the show is called?
No.
This is my show. It's called Pickleball Today.
Pickleball Dad.
Welcome to Pickleball Today. I'm your host, Mark Renneson, along with my daughter, Cecily.
Ooh.
We're going to be co-hosting the show today because you know what? We're both stuck at home. And why are we stuck at home instead of you being at school and me being at work?
Because we have COVID.
COVID.
It's very bad.
It is very sad, but we're here and we are happy to talk to you about pickleball. So,
let's get to it.
all right, so welcome back to Pickleball Today's special edition. Mark and daughter, Cecily, here throughout the show. We're going to do things a little bit differently this time, but first, let's do a pro point breakdown.
Pickles!
All right, let's watch this point in its entirety, and then we'll break it down.
Point.
Okay, to the left of your screen, we've got Catherine Peranteau and her partner, Jesse Irvin. And on the right, on the other side of the net, we've got Leah Jensen and Irina Terashenko. Okay, so this is a nice little point here. A lot of different stuff here. Check out the top spin on these dinks. A lot of spin on these balls that get up and over, dip down low. You can see the spin coming off it. It even clips the top of the net, one of these dinks. Catherine Peranteau here, replying with some spin of her own. All four of these women like to use the spin on those soft shots, gets those balls to dip down. Now, look at the defense here. Nice little roll, backhand roll volley by Jansen. Again, using that topspin to get that ball to dip down to Peranteau's feet. Catherine does a good job of a bit of a squat there, getting that ball back. But look how low it stays, pretty tight to the net. It's not ideal, but it's a pretty good reset there. Irvin comes back into the action, and Jansen continues to try to attack here. Irvin tries to play a reset, sits up just a little bit, and you can see this is why Irvin and Peranteau together, they're going to start to back up a little bit. They're going to retreat. They want to give themselves some time to defend. You see Peranteau do it, a little half volley here. The ball doesn't quite get low enough. There's enough speed on it. She knows that Terashenko is probably going to attack. And here we have Irvin and Peranteau back at the baseline. Nice example of the importance of retreating. When things are not going your way, when your opponents are about to hit hard, it is smart to back up and give yourself time to react. Finally, Peranteau says, you got to do something else here. I'm just going to throw up a lob. Maybe it'll get lost in the lights here at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden. And sure enough, it does. As you see, a bit of mistiming there by Terashenko. Ball goes off the end of the paddle, sails long. So, Peranteau, Irvin, they should not have won this point. They were in trouble a few different times, but this is a really nice example to me of just scraping and scratching, finding a way to get that ball back in play once more than your opponents, sometimes out of desperation, putting the ball up into the lights. Good play all around from these four. Watching it.
Point.
All right, so Cess, what do you think of those pickleball points?
They were pickling awesome.
All right, now it's time for a brand new feature here on the show called Name That Pro. And Cecily, here's what's going to happen. I am going to show you the picture of a pro pickleball player. This is someone who, this is what they do, is they play pickleball, they make money. Maybe it's even all their money they make pickleball, sometimes. And your job is to tell me what you think this person's name is and to see if you can guess one special skill or characteristic about them. Sound good? Okay, hold on. Don't look yet.
Aww.
Tell me, what do you think this person's name is?
And just your snoring.
You can hear Lacey snoring in the background. Okay, what do you think her name is?
Haley.
Haley.
Mm-hmm.
Haley, do you think she has a last name?
No.
No, just Haley. She's like Madonna, one name. Okay. And what do you imagine her special skill or trademark is?
Fishing for pickles.
Fishing for pickles. Okay, great. Should we move on to a new person?
Yes.
Okay.
But who is that person?
Oh, her name is Simone Jardim.
Oh, I forgot.
Or if you're pronouncing it properly, it's Harjin. And Simone is one of the best pickleball players ever.
Really?
But this year's her last year of competing.
Oh.
2 people here. Okay.
Dad.
What?
I
You think he's the dad?
think he's you.
Oh, you think it's me?
Yes.
That is not me. So both of these guys are Selkirk guys.
Okay.
One of them is a little bit newer to Selkirk than the other.
Sky?
Mm-hmm. What do you guess his name might be?
Owen.
Owen. Like your brother?
Yes.
That is incorrect, but good effort. What do you think his special skill might be?
Herding up sheep.
Herding sheep? As far as I know, he doesn't herd sheep, but you know what he does do? He plays pickleball really well using both hands. Sometimes his left hand, sometimes his right hand. His name is actually Wes Gabrielson. How about this other guy, the guy that you said you thought was me at first? Okay, you got a guess for his name? Any name will do. What does he look like? Does he look like a John, a Harry, Tom?
Mark.
Incorrect, it is not Mark. His name is Morgan.
Ooh.
It's close, yeah, Morgan. And any guesses what his special skills are?
Fishing.
Okay, so what do you guess her name is? Oh, she's a pretty good pickleball player.
Mandarin.
You think her name is Mandarin?
Uh-huh.
Good guess.
It starts with the M, I think.
Good guess. Her name is Lucy Kovalova.
Oh.
Any guesses about her special skills? What do you think Lucy'd be really good at?
Cutting grass.
Okay, lawn maintenance for Lucy. There we go. Okay, let's do 2 more here. Who do you think these people are?
River.
River?
Mm-hmm. Oh, she's a tennis player, not a...
Well, there could be someone named River.
Okay.
Okay, so you think her name is River?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good try. And what about the other one? Do you know how those 2 are related?
Sisters. Mother, daughter.
Mother-daughter, that's right. Who do you think this guy is?
Mr. Yeller.
Mr. Yeller?
Yes.
If you're gonna name one pickleball player, a guy, whose name you know from like around our house, the paddles, the Selkirk stuff, is there one name that you think of pickleball? Tyson? Come on, you're kidding me.
Oh,
Tyson McGuffin.
oh.
Is that from a name familiar to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, do you think he has a special skill? What do you think he's really good at?
Making t-shirts.
Making t-shirts?
I mean, designing t-shirts.
Designing t-shirts, there you go. The TM line of Selkirk shirts. Available now at selkirk.com. That brings us to the end of this episode of Name That Pro.
Wait!
Be sure to join us next time when we learn more about your favorite pickleball pros and their special skills.
Squeak.
All right, here at Pickleball Today, we like to teach you how to do different pickleball stuff, whether it's talking about strategy or technique. We want to make you a better pickleball player, right?
Yes.
So what do you think we should teach them about right now? You decide. Ground strokes, volleys, serves, or spin?
Spinning.
Spinning the ball, how to spin the ball. Why do you think, before we go watch this video, how to spin the ball, why do you think players might want to make the ball spin when they're playing pickleball? Any idea?
So they can lose somebody else.
They can lose somebody else?
Like the person that's against them.
Oh, so if they hit the ball with spin, the other players might have trouble with it?
Yes.
That's a good reason to use spin. Why don't we take a look at this video? Hey there, want to talk about spin? You know, at Pickleball Coaching International or Third Shot Sports, we ask people what do they want to learn about, what matters to them. And I think it is fair to say that spin is definitely in the top 3. People want to know how to hit spin. They want to know how to receive spin too, but let's today talk about how to hit with different spins. How do you do that, and what does spin do to the ball? Ready? Let's go. Okay, so first thing to know is that there are 3 kinds of spin that we can talk about. Top spin, back spin, side spin. Let's take them in order. Top spin occurs when I hit the ball and it is rotating away from me. So let's say I'm playing with you. As I hit that ball, it's going toward you and it's also spinning that direction. It's spinning away from me as I hit it. That's what we mean by top spin. Okay, backspin is its opposite. So when I hit the ball, it's still going away from me, it's still flying your direction. But when I hit with backspin, the ball's going away from me, but it's spinning backwards. It's spinning back toward me, right? That's backspin. And then there's side spin. And side spin is when I hit that ball, and as it's flying away from me, it's rotating on a bit of an axis like this. It's not going over the top, it's not going backwards, it's sort of going sideways. And it could be going sideways this way, or if I hit it like this, it could be spinning this way as it goes to you. Okay, so those are the 3 kinds of spin that we need to know about: top spin, backspin, side spin. Okay, so now you want to know, how do I do it, Mark? How do I hit with these different kinds of spin? No problem, I got you. So top spin first. I'm going to pretend I'm hitting that way because it's going to be easier for you to see. Top spin is produced by brushing up the back of the ball. So as my paddle goes from low to high, brushing up the back, right? That's what's then going to make the ball spin over the top like this. It's this low to high swing path, and at the moment of contact, if I'm brushing up, that ball is going to have some top spin. Now, how much spin there is depends on how steep of an upward angle I'm swinging at and how fast my paddle is moving. But let's not worry about that now. Let's just make sure we understand that it's the low to high swing path that will help. It's the brushing. Now notice, as well as my paddle going low to high, notice the paddle angle. It's straight up and down, and that's really important. Imagine if I hit this swinging low to high with an open paddle face. Well, there won't really be much brushing, will there? It's just going to go up. I don't want that. And if I have a closed paddle face and I swing low to high, well, yeah, there will be top spin, but it's going to go straight into the ground, and we don't want that either. So it's important that I have a neutral paddle face, one that's straight up and down. That way I can brush up the back of the ball, and it's not going to go super high or super low. Now backspin is kind of different. So in this case, when I hit with backspin, I want an open paddle face. I want this bottom edge to be leading a little bit, okay? Now the trouble is, it seems pretty obvious that if I have a level swing path, if I go straight back to front, that ball's gonna go flying. And even if I go low to high, it's really gonna go flying. So what I need to do if I wanna hit with backspin and still keep the ball kind of low, is I need to counteract the upward impulse that's created by this open paddle face. And the way I'm going to do that is by having a slight downward swing path, what we call a high to low swing path. So the upward impulse from the open paddle face combined with a slight high to low impulse should level it out a little bit, and that's how you create backspin. Okay, so we've covered backspin, we've covered topspin, let's talk side spin. So side spin occurs when I come across the back of the ball. So when I'm moving my paddle almost like a pendulum across my body and across the back of the ball, that's when you get this kind of sideways rotation. It's got to come across here. Could be if I hit from this side, I come across and then it spins the other way. And again, just like the other kinds of spin, how much spin you have is a combination of how fast you're accelerating and how sort of aggressively on that angle you're coming across. Okay, so there you go. That's how you hit different kinds of spin. Top spin's with a neutral paddle face that you brush up low to high. Backspin comes from an open paddle face where you swing high to low. And side spin is with a slightly open paddle face where you swing across the back of the ball. 3 different kinds of spin, 3 different techniques, but you know what? It's all about the path of the swing, the angle of the paddle, and how fast you swing.